Hey guys, it's Vanessa. In today's video, I am doing another Working with Nemo, and I started doing some barrel work with him, so I'll show you kind of what I'm doing for that. I might work the pattern today, we'll see how it goes, but I'll show you some of the drills I've been doing with him to get him ready for the pattern. So one of them is the 4 barrel drill. All you do is you set up 4 barrels in a square, like that, and you work him around it. I'll show you in a second how you do it. So that he'll turn a full circle around each barrel and go to the next one. And what I'm doing while I'm doing this is I'm keeping him shaped the proper way to turn a barrel. Because you want them shaped almost like a banana. So you'd pick up his nose and try and keep his nose to the inside. Have your inside leg on him. Make sure your hands are low. And just make sure he's shaped like a banana. Oh. Because if he's turning straight, he's not going to be able to turn as sharp or as fast. And also he could lose his balance easier. So you want them shaped, almost like a banana. Because then they can turn faster, they're shaped better, and it's just better balance for them. And they can really lean into it then. So here I started trotting him around the 4 barrels. I was doing it wrong, actually. You're supposed to do the 4 barrel drill from the inside, not the outside. But it's alright to switch things up, I guess. So while I was working him around the barrels, I was keeping him shaped like a banana, had his nose tipped in and my leg on him. And then I would keep him shaped a little bit while I headed to the next barrel. I didn't let him flatten out because I wanted him to learn how to go straight but still keep his shape, so that while he is shaping himself coming up to a barrel, he's not going to go into it straight. And when I'm done doing this, I'll always stop him and back him up, and I keep pressure on his reins until he backs up with his head down. Sometimes he tries to back up with his head up, or he just sits there and puts his head down. I want him to back up with his head down. It'll just teach him to release to the pressure better. I want him to release the pressure when I'm backing up because horses learn from pressure. They don't learn from you petting them and telling them they're good like a dog would learn. They learn from release. So if you're putting pressure on them and they do the right thing, release them immediately and they'll learn, oh, that's how I get the release, is I do that. So they're always looking for that release, and when they do the right thing, you want to release them because then they'll learn from that. Next, I loped him around, which was his first time going through the 4 barrel drill at a lope. He did really well. I kept him a good even distance around each barrel. Not super tight, but also not super far around each one. Kept him good shaped like a banana, and he moved off my legs and my hands perfectly. He was having some trouble about throwing his head around earlier, so my mom rode him for a bit and got that under control and got him softened up a bit and responding better. So another thing I've been doing with him is just doing some pole work. I did end up loping him later. I got that on video, so I'll show it. But I was just trotting him through first, keeping him calm. And this is a great way to get him moving off your legs better and responding really well, moving him over and stuff. And once you get up to a lope, it can help them in learning how to switch leads just like snappy and perfectly. It also can help them learn to use their bodies better when you're turning, and just make sure they can turn quicker and better and faster. So I decided to lope him through, and if you're paying attention, you can tell he switched leads every time we turned. Like every time we went around a cone, he switches leads, which is just perfect. It's exactly what I needed him to do. He kept his head nice and low the whole time, and he just moved off my legs perfectly, and I was really happy with how he did.
Switches his leads good, but he gets kinda...
So I set up the barrels. I'm going to trot him through the pattern first, see how he does. Shape him like a banana around the barrels. And what I've been doing is over finishing them. So I'll come out of first and I'll like move him over sideways to the other side, go on a second, and that'll get him made sure that he'll set up for second properly. He's not going to run into it. And it'll also help him change leads once we start going faster. So first I trotted him through the barrels and I kept him shaped properly. I trotted him a couple times around each barrel, kept him a good distance from it and shaped and made sure he had his head down too. You'll see I didn't overfinish first very well that time. You'll see in the next trot through what I meant by overfinishing it. But I just made sure to keep him where he needed to be and just a nice calm trot through. You'll see sometimes after third barrel when I'm just doing work at home, I'll trot him to the fence, like right there, just to keep them over finishing it, because you don't want them to come out of third barrel and then almost hit second running home. You want them to go in a straight line back home. So what we'll do is just work on over finishing third a little bit. By doing that, you're not gonna continue to do that every single time. You don't want them to think that after you turn third you run to the fence. But sometimes we'll turn third, go to the fence, trot up along the fence, and then go back around the pattern from there, like I just did. And you can see there is what I meant by over finishing first, is I'll come out of it and then I'll use my leg to move him over to line him up with the back of second. Next, I decided to try loping him through. After first, I slowed him down to a trot, and he didn't change his leads then, but right there, you can see him change on his own, and that was amazing. That first turn around third, he was flinging his head around and fighting me a little bit, so I took him around it again, and he was much better. Then we went to the fence to overfinish it. Next time we went through, he broke down to a trot around first, so I trotted him around the barrel until I picked up his correct lead again, and then look at that lead change right there. That was beautiful. And he was being more calm running home this time, or loping home. Before, he was trying to fight me and didn't want to go slow. The last time I loped him through, I only went once around each barrel. He switched leads on his front feet coming out of first, but not his back, so I broke him down to a trot, and then he switched. Second was amazing. I feel like that's going to be his best one. And then his third barrel was also beautiful. So he's doing amazing. I'm gonna stop it today. He's starting to get kind of annoyed. So I'll stop it right now while he's doing good. I wanna end the ride where he feels like he's doing good and he's not getting annoyed or anything. I'll walk him through the pattern to cool him off and make sure he just kind of stick it in his brain. I'll walk him through and shape him and turn him the perfect way that he needs to turn. And just kind of stick it in his mind real quick. Make sure it stays before I put him away. But that's all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.